I never left. Please be sure that you check out my latest TikToks. Go to my TikTok at N.y.a show, and then as well as at N.y.a show live to pick up on all the N.y.a show clips. So please be sure that you do that, as well as check out the last show that I did on Tasha Grant. Take a moment, type in Google, hashtag a name, come back to the show, leave your comments and your thoughts. I always appreciate the continued support of the show. Like I said, it's been a minute since I did a show. I thought I was going on like 10 days or something like that, sadly, but I am here now, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I post on my TikTok just about daily if you want to just catch me in my Instagram, but I have to get back on top of the show, as we know. So, How Mothers Man's Life to the Drinks, interview with actress Breyonna M. Thomas by Ajay Tambe is available on Spotify, as well as Spirit Arrested, award-winning short film starring my beautiful wife that you can like, share, subscribe, and comment on. It was just showing here just a moment before I hit start, but you guys have seen it enough time to know where it is, know where you can find it down there. Link will be down in the comments. Like I said, Tasha Grant was my last story. Please be sure you check that out. And now we're headed to Australia, where an inquest, which is like a judicial request to look into something further, in most cases, a death. An 11-year-old boy died of a snake bite after his dad sent him to bed to sleep it off, thinking he had been drinking alcohol. 11-year-old Australian boy has died from a snake bite after his father mistakenly thought his symptoms were due to him drinking alcohol. The tragedy, which took place in November 2021, saw Tristan James Fromm die from extensive internal bleeding due to brown snake envenomation, according to the Coroner's Court of Queensland inquest document. Rest in peace to young Tristan. His father, Kirara, attributed his non-specific symptoms to drinking alcohol and sent him to bed to sleep it off sleep it off with the report stating that he received medical attention sooner he could have possibly survived it. So that 11-year-old boy could still be alive here today if he received medical attention sooner. I just think my wife's playing when they'll be like, yo, somebody not feeling too good, we need to go ahead and get them what they need to get. You're like, man, they gotta be stressing like that. But it's like, no, nigga, you need to get, if they not feeling well, if they saw any of them weird symptoms, you need to go ahead and get them some help. He was found on November 21st of 2021, deceased at a property in Morgon, a rural town in South Burnett region of Queensland. So it's probably just that mentality that's out there in that rural area. Anyway. So it's his father and like two others. They concluded that 3 adults could have they received information that Tristan had been bitten by a snake. They checked him for bites, but in the absence of any markings, puncture marks, they said they sent him to bed because earlier he consumed alcohol, and they attributed his behavior to alcohol and told him to sleep it off. Tristan's death may have been prevented if he received some medical attention. His father was adamant that his son drank 3 cans of alcohol, and that's why he was ill. As why as an 11-year-old boy with his father's permission drinking, I do not know. Like I said, when I was 11, this is my life, my story. We was drinking, mixing it with the sweet drink, because they left the alcohol out there on the kitchen counter and all that shit. We did it, you know what I'm saying? We did it, but we never did it with our parents just knowing like, yeah, he been off the bills or he been off the yak, never, absolutely not. No alcohol was detected in the young boy's system, but of course they said that it could have been metabolized and consumed earlier. But it could have been metabolized and consumed earlier. They said that the medical emergency physician, Dr. Mark Little, said that putting the possibility of a snake bite to one side, he considered the history of a fall from the ride on mower, nausea, vomiting, and abnormal abdomen pain could all be consistent with either alcohol or a head strike or mouth concussion. Little could also see how the adults may have interpreted the suggestion Tristan had consumed alcohol as an explanation as to why he was acting how he was, coming off with a more and potentially banged his head. Associate Professor Catherine Isardi noted that Tristan's symptoms at the time were non-specific and could have indicated an illness or something other than a snake bite. So that's what get the father off the hook. When they arrived but when the authorities arrived, they found 2 marks on his right ankle consistent with a snake bite. But they said that the father, looked over the body and didn't find a snake bite. He would have survived if he got some help sooner. His father was previously charged and was going to stand trial for manslaughter, but however, the charge against him was discontinued, as they put, on April 12th, 2022. This is a tragedy that shows how critical early medical treatment is in snake bite cases, said the coroner. Please be sure that y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are on this story. What do you think about the dad? What do you think about the idea of this 11-year-old could have been drinking on the mower, rhino mower, any of these kind of things? I know, like I said, we was into these things younger, but a lot of times your family got to keep an eye on you. And being that they were in a rural town, they probably were used to animals and shit being out there, different things. That even more means that you got to be careful. Let me know what y'all thoughts on this story. Is an insane recipe to that little boy. And I'll see y'all on my next show.